Hey everyone, welcome back to Cody Tarot. I'm your tarot reader, Cody. So for today's pick a card, we have a very unique one, I guess you could say. It's going to be a what makes you attractive reading, but I'm going to be honest, the emphasis is more on the past lives. So it's a what makes you attractive reading because of your past lives, or what makes you attractive based on your past lives. We're going to be covering who you were in a past life and why it's affecting you in this lifetime and making you attractive in this lifetime to people around you. So we have three groups in front of us. Our first group is Tangerine, Quartz. Our second group is Blue Lace, Agate. Our third group, our last group, is Tiffany stone. So take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video here if you need to. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to pick your crystal. Whichever way that you do for you works for you is the way to do it for you. So with that said, there's timestamps in the description box or in the comments. And yeah, let's get started, starting with group number one, the Tangerine Quartz. Oh yeah, pause the video here if you need more time. Okay, group one, this is if you picked the Tangerine Quartz right here. This will be your reading. So first, let's start with this past life deck I bought. This is a new deck, and I found it online. I'm going to show you the box. Anyway, that's what it is. So let's get into your reading. Let's get in with this Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle. So let's see. We have this card coming out first. We have Rise of Civilization. And we have this card that wants to come out. We have Murder. Okay. And let's get one more. Let's get two more if we can. Let's see which other card was coming. We have Torturer, or what is this? Torture. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we have some like Dom. Seems like there's going to be some Dom sub themes in this group. Let's see what else. This card doesn't want to go back in, and we have Execution. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for this pile, you had a messed up past life, or so you messed someone else. You in a past life, you messed someone else up. Let's just go with my classic tarot deck. Yeah, let's see. That's just the immediate vibes I'm getting. After I pull tarot cards, I'm going to get a clearer picture of what this all represents. It's just really intense energy to start with. So let's get more cards to clarify. Okay. We have the Nine of Hearts. Or sorry, Nine of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. Okay. First, with Rise of Civilization and the Nine of Cups here, one thing that I'm seeing is one thing that people find attractive about you. You had a lot of past lives when civilization and cities and governments and like commerce was being like, how do I put this? I don't know if institutionalized is the right word. Basically, when governments were forming, cities and villages were forming into like bigger cities and governments where there was like emperors and people, there was civilization in the world. Basically, you've had a lot of past lives in civilized nations, civilized countries, places where the neighboring countries didn't have a lot of resources, but the country that you lived in or the area that you lived in had a lot of like technology or modern technology for whatever the time was. Maybe your village or your city was the first one to do like an aqueduct system or something like that. So you guys were the first ones to have like running water, where the villages around you kind of like heard about your running water or something like that. So one thing that I'm seeing with the Nine of Cups here is that you guys move very easily in society, and kind of and you move and you like, how do I put this? You use technology very easily. So something that people are attracted to by you, they're like, what makes you attractive is the fact that you're very tech savvy with the rise of civilization here. You kind of have this ability to kind of be on the cutting edge of technology wherever you are. With Nine of Cups here, I see that this comes as like a really big breath of fresh air to those who are technologically challenged. You can like, I know a lot of tarot readers who are technologically challenged, or a lot of people who, you know, when Mercury retrograde hits, they're suffering deeply, like their computer breaks down or their mic doesn't work or stuff like that. So I definitely see that whoever is not tech savvy or doesn't really know how to use technology, you're a perfect fit for them, because you guys really know how to operate all the newest things in society. This can also mean that you like are up and advanced on like social media practices. Here's the interesting thing though. One thing that I'm seeing with you guys is, as far as like being in society goes, with this guy sitting on this stool, right? It's kind of like a temporary satisfaction. It's kind of how I've heard the Nine of Cups being talked about before. Like, it's a wish fulfilled, but it's a temporary wish fulfilled. It's like something that's going to happen for a while, but then eventually times change and things move forward. So I definitely feel this is one of those situations where there's this vibe in your past life of you being really into this civilization or this government. You were someone who like organized and planned city things, or was a developer, right? You had top secret plans to build something that was new technology, and because I don't know what social class would be trying to get rid of it, but there was a certain group of people, a certain clan of people who didn't want this new technology to come to pass, and you had developed this new technology and they did not want it to come to pass. So with this murder card, you were actually murdered by this group of people. Also, there could be a clan or a group of people that wanted this technology for themselves. I also see that you were possibly tortured by this group or something like that, or that torture was a key component in this connection with this piece of technology. And eventually with execution, you were executed publicly for your crimes or your trials. Because I do see that like with this Rise of Civilization card, technology was really important to you guys, and it was a passion of yours, and it was something that you believed that the advancement of like science and technology and new discoveries on this earth should be promoted and given to the people and shared with others. And the thing that I'm seeing here is that with murder, torture, and execution, there's just a lot of signs that people were not ready for your inventions at this point in time. They were not ready for your advancements. With the Nine of Cups, I see that you did get a job with this city, or as an organizer or developer. And the thing is, it was a temporary thing, because I think you guys got overtook by another community, someone who didn't want this technology to spread. And this revolution murdered you, tortured you, and executed you in front. They executed you in front of people after torturing you for information. So yeah, with murder here, there is something, there is this kind of vibe that I'm getting here with what makes you attractive now because of your past life. With the Nine of Pentacles here, because you were singled out by this group and you were kind of, in a way, especially with the torture card, you were isolated with the torture, and they tortured you essentially. The reason why this Nine of Pentacles is coming out is because this is where, in this moment where you were tortured, you grew your own independent nature. And this is incredibly attractive to people. When you were tortured, the vibe that I'm getting with this past life is that when you were being tortured, you didn't talk, you didn't say anything, and you got more and more austere and stoic. You were probably known as someone who was pretty social at the time. And so I do see that because of this torturing, this is what's caused you to be more independent in your future lives, or your future lives, you have a more independent attitude. I see that you're wary of attachment a little bit, but it weirdly makes people very, very attracted to you. They're attracted to your independence. They like that you kind of don't blend in with the group, that you're kind of on your own. I feel like this torturing made you wary of people. So in this kind of lifetime, you have this kind of like, I don't know if it's paranoia, but it's definitely something along the lines of an independence from the rest of the world and the rest of society. It's interesting, even though you have like the best technology and you like have this way of working with social media very effectively, or you have this way of dealing with technology very effectively, you're very independent in the sense that you also can create your own finances by yourself as well. I feel like you guys have learned to rely on yourself because of this torture in your past life. You've really learned to rely on yourself, and you're at the point where you don't rely on other people because you know they're either going to upset you or they're going to kind of like torture you for information. The vibe is that people are attracted to you in this lifetime because of this past lifetime that you had where you were tortured. People are into kind of dominating play with you, if that makes sense, on the intimate romantic level. It's almost like they want to dominate you in the bedroom, or they want to break down your defenses, or they want to kind of merge with you. They want to kind of like get information out of you, stuff like that. People are attracted to you that way. And the people that want to do this to you are also sexually drawn to you. This is what makes you attractive reading. So these are the past lives that are actually dealing with your attraction in this lifetime. So people are actually drawn into kind of like dominant play with you. They want to kind of dominate you a little bit. And it is kind of a fun thing for them. And I feel like it's interesting because you never talked in this past life. And it's almost like in this life, you look at these people like, are you crazy? Like, I'm just going to be me, and you can try all you want, but you're not getting anything out of me. I feel like people, when they talk to you, they can try to get information out of you, or they want to, how do I put it? They might try to kind of, figure out the gossip on you, right? Like, ooh, I want to know what their secrets are so I can like talk and share them, or I want to know what their darker aspects of their personality are. What is this? What about this? Why do you do this? What's about that? You know, I feel like with you guys, you don't talk. That's the thing. It's like with that torture card, you don't talk, you don't share information, you don't share information about yourself, you keep it under wraps. I feel like people find this infuriatingly attractive. It's one of those situations right here where it's like a love-hate situation, right? Where people love your personality and your charisma, and they want to know what makes you tick. They want to know what your secret is, right? But I'm seeing that you don't tell them. It's like you just keep it to yourself. You don't explain yourself. You are kind of like smoke and mirrors. Like people just kind of grasp different things here and there, but nothing of really substance, basically. With this murder card, what I'm seeing is what you were murdered for in your past life. With this poison card here, it's interesting. I see that in this lifetime, you're able to put out your inventions into the public. There's something about putting out your technology or your ideas. And specifically, I'm seeing there's something that you have, some kind of piece of, it might be information, but it's something that you work with this Two of Pentacles here that makes it so you guys make a lot of money in this lifetime. I'm seeing that double with the Double Pentacles card. Money is another reason why people could be attracted to you, is because you're financially successful in this lifetime. You move very well in society, and I see that you're able to juggle different forms of technology with relative ease. You're really good at what I'm seeing is combining two different concepts or ideas and putting them into one, or juggling two different concepts and ideas. Maybe when you guys work or create things, you're working on project A for a little while, and then all of a sudden you switch to project B, and then you go back to project A and you learn things from project B that apply to project A. You have this really brilliant way of combining different ideas together to create solutions. And so what I'm seeing here is you're very solution focused, and people are like in awe and desire your ideas, your solutions. It's like this poison card, with what people viewed as poison in your past life and killed you for it, people are viewing in this lifetime as an antidote. This is where your karma is. You're getting paid the opposite karma for what happened, right? Because you were murdered for having an idea that was kind of scandalous or people didn't appreciate it at the time. Now your ideas are really appreciated by people. And there is this vibe of like bringing the light to others, but at the same time, there's kind of this vibe of combining things. I'm mainly seeing this guy as combining these two things, but they're interconnected with this green rope tied around these pentacles. And I am saying you guys might have two separate things at one time, but you have this way of intertwining them or making them work off of each other. So you guys might be good managers, moving different people together and working for you under some kind of company, or you may work for a technological company or something like that, or somewhere with technology or something like that. People really look for you they look to you for solutions. With execution, it's interesting. this is kind of a dark twist on uh I'll just explain it. With execution here, the noose is kind of indicating that there is this kind of feeling of public is kind of what I'm saying. And with witness, 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 there's this vibe that the public and groups of people are attracted to you. So you might have people gossiping about you often, or asking questions about you, or trying to figure out the scoop on you or something like that. With executioner and executed, we also have snitch here, right? Which means I'm just thinking of people who, like, if they find out things about you, they're going to tell their friends. I feel like with this group, be careful of sharing information with people if you don't want it public, because I'm seeing people are so fascinated with your personality and they find you so attractive that they might actually tell their friends about you or say something about you that might be a little too like I would keep personal stuff under wraps unless you actually wanted to kind of like have it on blast, basically, or you don't mind it being spread around, basically. With Ace of Wands here, it's interesting because I do see people are really sexually drawn to you. It's kind of combining back with this Nine of Pentacles card. The mystery or the independence that you have, it makes people sexually drawn to you, especially with this Ace of Wands here. People are really into your body, your physicality. They find you really beautiful. The vibe here, it's like that vibe of like, if something's so cute and you want to squeeze it, and it's like that thing where with something so cute you want to squeeze it, you want to like kill it almost. The vibe that I'm getting here is people feel like that around you. Like you might get a lot of people who want to squeeze you or like hug you in a really tight way or embrace you in a tight way. Another thing with the noose here, I do see that some people sexually could be into choking. Or something like that, or they want to hold your neck, or they want to caress your neck, or something like that. There could be something like that, and you guys might have like trauma from with your neck or something like that, or you might really enjoy this aspect of sex, basically. I will just say people want to do some crazy stuff to you. They want to break you down. They want to like get into some Dom sub play action. If you're in the Dom sub community, this is the perfect pile for you, because I feel like people really want to introduce you to that lifestyle. A lot of people who are really, how do I put it? Like if you could rate intimacy on a scale of PG-13, R, and X, they have some X forms of intimacy they want to engage with you in. The main thing that I'm seeing, though, is like one of the things that I'm seeing that some people, because a lot of you are probably like, oh my gosh, like I don't want that kind of love. So if you're that type of person in this group, I do see that you're going to connect with people mainly on technology. You're helping other people with their technology. Also with the city, rise of civilization, you guys might be good in like government positions or working in companies that have more of an organizing faction over the employees or something like that. I am seeing that in this lifetime, because of your past life, you're being rewarded with like your ideas being accepted in this lifetime, where in previous lifetimes you were kind of put to death because of your ideas, or you thought of something new and different. There might be a hesitancy in this life to actually say new and different things to people, or thinking of something that is original or abstract or something like that and sharing it. You might be hesitant to do that. What I'm seeing in this lifetime is you are protected from that. And the thing is that you can actually use this gossip area, right, with the torture card to your advantage, because I am seeing that when you take these ideas that you're creating, you leak them out. If you kind of like let people know about them, it will get around and people will have this idea. So for example, if you want to sit on something and create your own invention or something like that, I would do that. But if you are someone who just wants to see the technology advance like wildfire, or you want to see certain things advance or certain ideas get created in your environment, you know, you can tell a few people certain ideas and you can watch how it spreads throughout the group that you're in and even to the wider world at large. Because with civilization, this talks about larger civilizations. So you can watch how your idea spreads throughout civilization. Eventually it'll come back to you. You might be on social media one day being like, oh my gosh, I said that like a year ago, you know, so it's like finally in the collective conscious now. And so now it's like, oh, it's coming back to me. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to end the reading there. I really enjoyed reading for you guys. This was a lot of fun to get into your past life and why this specific past life made you attractive. I was specifically getting one past life here. And so, yeah, with that said, I'm going to move on to group 2 with the Blue Lace Agate. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to my channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, I will see you in the next pick a card. Moving on to group 2. Goodbye, guys. Hey, group 2, this is if you picked the Blue Lace Agate. So let's get into your reading, all about what makes you attractive based on your past lives. Oh, this card wants to come out. We have 2 that want to come out. We have Industry and we have Maritimer. Let's see what else wants to come out. We have this card. We have Devil. And this card wants to come out. We have Leadership. And let's get some tarot cards for you guys. First one that wants to come out, we have 6 of Cups. Let's see what else wants to come out. Okay, something flipped over. See that? It just like went back into the deck. Okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles. And we need 2 more cards. This one wants to come out. And 3 of Cups, and we also have the Queen of Cups. Okay. Okay, unlike group 1 where it was all one life, I'm seeing this as very much like separate lives. So I'm going to get into the reading and we'll see what else comes up. First of all, with industry, I'm seeing manufacturer, local artisan. I feel like you were someone who was an artisan in this life. This is manifested from a very early age in you guys. I feel like most of you watching this developed your artistic gifts when you were children. There's something about having this artistic gift from the past being channeled through you in the present. So for example, you might, when you make art, you might be really connecting with your past life very intensely, or you might feel like you're in a trance-like state when you make art, something like that. With the 6 of Cups here, I feel like this art is something that you're destined to give to others that are younger than you, that you are destined to give to people who look up to you. I feel like these people, these young people who look up to your art and what you create, there is this vibe that if you could produce this or make money off this, I know this is not a career reading, that this is just something coming through, you would get a lot of fans or a lot of younger people looking up to you because of the art you created or that you create. There's something about whenever you channel these higher beings or your past life, you're channeling this version of yourself that was like this really amazing artisan, this person who was a great manufacturer, right? I'm mainly seeing local artisan and manufacturer with this industry, this guy painting this thing, chiseling out this, I don't know if that's a vase. I think it's like a vase or a maze or something. Yeah, there's something about channeling this artist or this artist from a past life into your creations now. So one thing that people really like about you is your creations. It is the things you create. It is the things you make. And they love how generous you are with your abilities. Is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. There's something about people feel very blessed and special when you gift them something that you handcrafted. So I feel like a lot of you out there, like if you handcraft projects or anything like that, people feel special when you gift that to them. You guys might actually very quite literally be really into pottery or making pots or something like that, or into pottery, because I'm seeing these vases for these flowers, these cups represented as vases here. There is something about crafting things for people. I'm actually not getting too much more information here. I might circle back to these two cards, but I want to get into the rest of the cards too. One thing I'm just going to say that makes you attractive about this artistic skills is people think your art comes from another world or another planet. So people are like amazed at the art that you create. It's very like surreal for them, and it really takes people back to their childlike natures from when they were children is kind of what I'm seeing. So specifically young people might be really interested in your art because they're closer to childhood, but I feel like also old people in general, like are people who are older who want to reconnect with their inner child, they're really attracted to your art and the art you create. There's something very whimsical about it that really takes them back to a time when things were more simple. And that's something that they find really attractive about you. With Mortimer, with pirate, ocean traveler, explorer, and fisherman, in the past life, you were an explorer. You collected so much treasure. You collected so many rewards from your travels and your trips. You would go to different locations, mainly not really, I'm not seeing so much to like overtake a country or to be on a warship or something like that. I'm seriously just seeing exploring. Like you guys looked for treasure. You were the pirate that looked for treasure. You actually found buried treasure and you brought it back to the kingdom. So you actually were someone who would go out and find things and bring them back to the home base, basically. Whether this was on a small level, because I'm seeing you've had it on multiple levels in your life. For one of your past lives, you were an explorer for the king or the queen, and you went out on trips with your ship and you discovered new land and new territory and brought back riches and fruits and resources from those lands. Another thing that I'm seeing on a smaller scale, you wanted to perform this role on a smaller scale. So on some lifetimes, you just wanted to be the one that was the villager that went and collected, like the hunter-gatherer that would bring back the food to the tribe. So you were the one that went out and explored in the environment. You were the first one to explore new territory, to explore new terrain. You were the first one to look at different things and go where no one else has gone before. With this Seven of Pentacles here, first of all, it's showing the person being a hunter-gatherer, going and finding the tree with the fruit and finding that natural resource in the world, because we do have a natural resource here. The pentacles are coming off this natural resource of this bush right here. But also this indicates, Seven of Pentacles indicates investments and saving for the long haul. And also it it indicates like planting your seed and waiting for your plant to grow, which takes a lot of time, right? It takes a lot of time. One thing that I'm seeing is over these many, many years of you collecting wealth, now you're in this point of time where you're investing it and you're watching it grow. You've become more of a gardener in this lifetime. You still have that exploratory side to you, so you guys might realize sometimes you might feel a little embarrassed or ashamed to go exploring or to go traveling, or you might feel it seems silly sometimes, I'm seeing. But the thing is, it's not silly. It's just that your past life, you were a big traveler back then. So it makes sense that you'd want to go on trips now, because I do see that you tend to a lot of care to your gardens right in front of you. And because it's like one of those things where it's almost like this lifetime, you might have been born into wealth, or you might have been born into an environment where you just had money, or you maybe when you were really young, you went on some explorations and you discovered a whole bunch of wealth, or you got, how do I explain this, rich really quickly, or when you were young, you got rich quick. And so you had all this money and these resources, and now you're just trying to figure out how to make it grow and invest it. So where you're not like exploring to find the thing anymore, you're actually managing the resources, and you're kind of, trying to keep those resources going. So one thing that I'm seeing that makes you attractive because of this is people think and know you can save for a rainy day. They know that you have the ability to provide for others, and they know you have the ability to, there's almost like this sense of experience, like this person has seen a lot, or they kind of you guys come across as someone who's seen a lot or have a lot of experience. So people probably listen to you, and they definitely respect you is kind of what I'm seeing. With Dark Magic Devil and the Three of Cups here, I am seeing in a past life you were a part of a cult or a coven. And this was a coven that practiced black magic. I feel like you went around the village back in this coven, when you were part of this coven, and there was a specific couple of towns in the local area that you would curse people that trespassed on your territory. I think some people would try to attack your coven of witches or something along these lines. And in order to get revenge, you would curse their husbands or their families or something like that. And so because of this, like, dark magic, right? You're surrounded in this lifetime, unfortunately, a little bit by some bickering amongst your friend group is kind of what I'm seeing. there is this vibe of like talking behind people's backs in kind of a way that it's interesting. On one hand, you might have really close friends, like the bonds are really close because in this past life with this coven that you had, you guys were like you were like sisters. It was ride or die. It was definitely a, how do I put this? You are bonded with the devil card actually being represented here. The devil card and tarot is right on this card. The two people chained, right? You guys were chained together. You were bonded. I feel like in this lifetime, one thing that you guys have to learn is to break away from your friend group is kind of what I'm seeing. And so the thing that's interesting about this is there's going to be some signs with this friend group where you'll know when it's time to break away from them. Someone's going to say or do something that's, and it's interesting. You'll notice that there's certain friends that you have in this lifetime you might do bad things with, or there's certain groups of friends that you kind of get wrapped up and do like things that you're not that proud of yourself afterwards because you are with this group of friends. And you might think like, man, I love them. Like they're so close and they're so loyal and we're so good together. But we do all these bad things together. Or we do these things that I'm not really that proud of. I don't want to live this lifestyle with this type of group of friends, or I don't want to live this lifestyle running around with this type of crowd. You might think that, but I'm seeing that these people come back into your life to show you that there's a lighter side in the universe. There's a better light at the end of the tunnel. They're kind of coming through as the devil card too, which makes me think that this group can be very addicted. You might actually be addicted to being in this group, but this group at the same time, part of you wants to break away is kind of what I'm seeing. I am seeing that one thing that makes you attractive in this lifetime is you do attract people that are into this kind of group mentality, or this people who are attracted to groups that have a darker edge to them, or maybe groups who are maybe more into bullying or more into doing darker activities. Like with the devil, this could be drugs. Like maybe this is a group that you have that you guys used to do a lot of drug use or drink too much or something like that and get into trouble. I am seeing that because certain people are attracted to your group because your group looks cool is kind of what I'm seeing. In the past, I feel like people try to stand up to your group in this village with the witches, right? And you would just curse them. So there's something about having glamour, having magical powers, and you're kind of learning in this lifetime is kind of what I'm seeing, that maybe having power and having magic is not all it's cracked up to be. Like, sure, you can be all powerful and you can have friends and run around with them and curse people and stuff like that, or do whatever you want because in the group of the friends, it's really powerful, but you're learning there's this feeling of ethics at the same time. You're learning that there's like this part of you inside you that wants to be a brighter version for the world and someone who is more wholesome is kind of what I'm seeing. So I'm saying, it's going to take a few lifetimes to break away from this group completely, but each time you come together with this friend group, the lesson is that you're supposed to break away from them, right? Something will happen that will push you away from them is kind of what I'm seeing. But some people are attracted to your cool vibe is kind of what I'm seeing. So it is what makes people attracted to you, this component right here, but maybe for the wrong reasons, or maybe reasons you don't want people to be attracted to you. You almost might want people to be more attracted to the art, the surreal art that you create, or the fact that you're good at collecting resources or managing your resources. Or even this card over here is kind of what I'm seeing you might enjoy too. Some people see you in this friend group and they see you as a leader in a sense. They see you as someone who can develop into a leader. It's interesting because I feel like with this cursed friends, you were almost going along for the ride. It was like you just went along with whoever was the leader, and the leader was this kind of maybe bossier person, or a person who was like, you're either with us or against us. And so you just went along with this group to like do whatever their bidding was, right? Now I'm seeing there's some people, now this is going to be a rare type of person, but there's certain people that are attracted to you, that are attracted to your leadership abilities or your leadership potential. Because for some of you, you might still be stuck with this friend group. But if you're not, and you've broken away from this friend group already, you've left these people behind, I'm seeing that these people are attracted to you for marriage material. They see you as being a leader for a family environment, right? Specifically with the art that you create is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. They see in the art that you create, there's a goodness to you. There's a goodness to your nature, or a wholesomeness inside your person personality. There's this sense of core ethics that's there that just needs to be flourished and come out and be allowed to express itself, right? Because around this kind of energy you've had in your past life, you were never able to express this core goodness in you, and the only reason you've gone through lives with these people that practice dark magic and curse people was to get a vibe of what that's like, so you would know what true goodness feels like. So in this lifetime, you have that inkling. You have that inkling of what it's like to be a good person. With Queen of Cups here, I am saying that this is kind of the vibe. With Queen of Cups, there are children on this throne. And so Queen of Cups to me is like the ultimate mother card, the ultimate nurturing card. With leadership here, the people that are drawn to you are attracted to your leadership potential in a family. Something about you guys being a good mother is coming through very strongly in this group. You might have a way with children, or your good, wholesome nature might come out around children. You might actually take out a lot of you might curse, quote unquote, curse with your group a lot of people who maybe deserve it or have done things in the past or something like that. But the truth is, when you're around children, your goodness fully comes out. And so a lot of people have seen this and they're attracted to you as a mother type, even though you might think you're this bad baddie, right? That kind of just does whatever they want, whenever they want with this group that can kind of just like take over the world, right? There is this vibe here that people have seen your goodness around children. You never treat a child. It's almost like in this past village that you had, there could have been a situation with the family, and maybe one of the people in your coven was going to curse the whole family, and you said, no, leave the children out of it. So I feel like there's this vibe here where you're really good with children. You have a strong leadership vibe to help people grow, especially with this childhood thing from the past. Your art inspires people to get connected to their youth. And that's in a way partly where your goodness comes from, is from your youth and from your own innocence, right? You really respect innocence is what I'm seeing in this group. And I feel like that would leave you to be a really good parent is kind of what I'm saying, or a leader in the family environment. And so that's another reason why people are attracted to you, because of this leadership ability when you're around children. You really know how to lead children into being the best versions of themselves. The only thing really holding you back is some of these people who don't have your best interests at heart. I really encourage you guys with leadership right next to dark magic to step out of following people who don't have good intentions and really step into your own power and your own right with people who have really lovely, beautiful, wholesome intentions for the world around them. I really would encourage you to do that. I think you guys will get a lot of satisfaction from making that move in this lifetime. And I think it's almost like your destiny to do so. So with that said, I'm going to end the reading there. I really enjoyed reading for you guys. Moving on, we're going to move on to group 3 with the... if you like this reading, please feel free to like or comment below. If you really enjoyed this reading, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're always welcoming new subscribers here at Cody Tarot. And with that said, we're going to move into the next group. Goodbye, and I'll see you guys in the next pick a card. See you later. Hey, group 3, this is if you picked the Tiffany stone, so this lovely lilac-y purple stone. Let's get into your reading. So first I'm going to pull these uncover your past lives oracle, and we will see who you were in a past life that is contributing to what makes you attractive today. Okay, this one wants to come out. And a lot of these cards are falling into my lap, which is interesting. Okay, so we have Knight, Defender, this card wants to come out. We have technology. Interesting. I kind of got a vibe of technology came out with group 1 too. These 2 cards want to come out. So I got the last 2 cards. We have ascetic and we have diet. Interesting. And let's get your tarot cards. So we have 5 of Swords, 2 of Swords, and let's move this over here a little bit. And 4 of Swords. We need 1 more card. We have Knight of Swords. Oh my gosh, so many swords. Intellectuals is my vibe. I'm getting like strong intellectual energy from you guys. Someone who's really intelligent or wise. We even have special intelligence right over here. Okay, let's get into your reading. So with Knight and Defender up here, and then we also have we also have another Knight, a Knight of Swords over here. So you guys do have, with the Knight of Swords being a white knight, people are attracted to you because of your white knight vibes. There's something about you coming to the rescue or saving people or something like that. It's more specifically with people's diet, but I'll get into that in a second. With the Five of Swords here and the Defender, you guys repel negative people. This is kind of like... one thing I'm seeing is, for specifically your guys' group 3, if you're watching this pick a card with a friend and one of your friends picked group 1 or 2, I definitely see that you guys' group 3 would be really compatible with either group 1 or 2, because there are some things coming up that indicate that. So with Defender here, I am seeing that like you guys really repel negative people. There is this vibe that you're protected from others, and you have this ability to learn and acquire knowledge from others without having them attack you. So for example, this is basically like talking about, like, if you've ever, I don't know if some of you have been in a debate with others or something like that. Sometimes debates can get a little heated and blows can be exchanged, words can be exchanged. And people can say things that are mean-spirited, especially if people have differences of opinion, which I'm seeing with the Knight of Swords here. You guys are also good at dealing with people who have a difference of opinion, but you have this way of collecting knowledge from people, but not letting them attack you, or not letting them get violent, or not letting them get crazy in the debate is kind of what I'm seeing, especially with this Five of Swords here. It's very interestingly... Also, these clouds in the background are mimicking these clouds, and so I see throughout your entire spread of what makes you attractive, there's this component of change about you as well. There's this vibe that you're always changing who you are, you're always changing your personality, you're always changing maybe it's your outfit, you're just always in a state of change or transformation. But the thing I'm seeing mainly with the 5 is with this guy collected all these swords here, right? And these guys walking away without anything. It's like, you know how to collect information from people, and at the same time, you know how to not let them get to you, is kind of the vibe that I'm seeing. And with the Defender card here, I see that you defend others in arguments, or you defend people's intellectual positions that are like your friends or your close ones. You defend their arguments to others. So you'll say like, oh no, you'll get into the debate for them, essentially, in a way. With special intelligence, I see that this is a very unique gift, to be able to absorb intellectual components of conversation from others, but not let their words get to you. It's like, that everything is a fact-based argument, or that everything is focused on opinions, essentially. Like, even the most intense facts are just someone's opinion. And I feel like you guys are the types of person, you don't take opinions personally. Whatever someone's opinion is of you, you don't take it personally. So especially fact opinions. I know I'm putting air quotes around that because I don't think that's a real thing, but fact opinions are something that you guys, you don't take personally. You just collect the data and you move on. You don't get upset. You don't get angry. You're just like, oh, it's interesting that you said that. I'm observing this about you and I'm gaining this knowledge about you from what you just said. So someone could this could be even an element of psychology, right? Where someone could say something, maybe they have an angry reaction to you or something like that. Or maybe they get into a debate with you and they say something really harsh or critical or something like that. I'm seeing that you guys have this ability to look at how they're responding to the situation and see that it's like, oh, interesting, you view it that way. Interesting, I'll take that as information, right? And they kind of see that you can kind of see into people's psychology as well, is kind of what I'm seeing. But you also have a way of repelling these people for your friends. So I feel like your friends and people close to you don't have to deal with these types of people in your environment, because you have this way of defending them from these people. That's something that makes you very, very attractive. I mean, all these qualities that I'm just describing, people die for. They love this aspect of you. They love that you can like be in a debate and keep it calm and not have conflict involved. With abuse of technology, this is kind of interesting because I am seeing that with your guys's With the Two of Swords here, there is this vibe of being blocked off from being allowed to use technology in this lifetime. There might be something along the lines of, if you guys have technology or you're working with technology, you might struggle to utilize it, or you might be clumsy with it, or you might not have the best. You might just struggle with technology is kind of what I'm seeing. So a technological disaster, there was something in your previous lifetime where you guys had this, you really overused technology on a power trip level. You use technology to hurt people. And you use technological tools to gain advantage over others. So I see that in this lifetime with technological disaster, you might run into a lot of disasters with your technology. For this group, definitely when Mercury is in retrograde, I feel like you guys feel it the most, because it's like technology just is like breaking around you like 24/7. So I feel like you guys have to be really careful. I can't remember which group it was, if it was group 1 or 2, but one of them is, I think is group 1 actually, is really good with technology. That would be a good person to have because they can manipulate technology very, very well. But yeah, with technological disaster, technology kind of seems to break for you, and you guys just have little breaks with technology. There might be something where in your life where you don't need to use technology as much, or you avoid technology or something. Maybe you guys like actual paper books, right? Where you're reading the book that's made of paper instead of something that's on your phone. Or maybe you have, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of with diet here. Maybe you guys have a scale, but the scale's like an old fashioned scale that they have at doctor's offices that have no computer chips in them or something like that. You guys have this kind of vibe where you kind of keep things less technologically oriented in your life. People like this attitude about you. They see this attitude as very simple, that you live a simple life. You have a simplistic view of things. In the sense that you don't overcomplicate things with technology is kind of the vibe that I'm getting. You guys have this ability to kind of live off, you might be the types of people that live off the grid and only have the technology that you need to survive, but otherwise you're just doing everything yourself. You might be really into just hard work is kind of what I'm seeing, and not really using technology that much in order to accomplish your ends. With ascetic here and the Four of Swords, I see that you guys really delve into meditation and you get your most brilliant insights while meditating. Deep rest is also important. I feel like people that appreciate you and find you attractive like that you're always well rested. There's something about you guys, you're never tired or overworked or overburdened. You're always well rested and taking care of yourself. With Buddhist ascetic here and next to diet, they're coming through as kind of they're kind of combining information. There is this vibe that you guys have a strong sense of willpower. As far as a diet goes, you guys know how to kind of eat the healthy food, eat things that are good for you. You know how to kind of keep your physical shape in really good shape. I feel like you guys are very physically attractive because you eat right. You eat right. You either exercise correctly. With Knight of Swords, I'm seeing a little bit of motivation. Although even though the swords are generally indicating intellectual abilities, with the Five of Swords here and the Knight of Swords, I am seeing a little bit of more of a dominant, motivating force in you guys. I'm seeing that you guys have this ability to work really well with programs, diets. With ascetic here, I feel like in a previous life, you were a Buddhist monk or someone who, you've been on both extremes with these decadent cakes. Yeah, in one lifetime, you guys were royalty, right? You ate so much food and you gained so much weight. And at the time, the interesting thing about this throughout most of your lives is that was what was in, that was what was attractive at the time. So being overweight is what was attractive. So with this diet right here, one of your lifetimes, being overweight was really attractive. And then in another lifetime, you surrendered all that lifestyle. You surrendered all that wealth and that money for an ascetic life as a hermit and a meditator and a Buddhist monk, right? And so I see that in this life, when you were a monk, you meditated a lot. You rarely ate anything, maybe a grain of rice a day. It went to both extremes where you were extremely gluttonous to a grain of rice. So I feel like in this lifetime, you guys struggle, not with your diet, it's just that it can go to extremes. And so one thing that I'm seeing is with this with this rest card and this Knight of Swords card, I see that like meditating gets you more in the mindset to be in this Buddhist mentality where you're taking things as they come and you're taking your diet day by day. One thing that people really like about you, interestingly enough, is that you know both ends of the spectrum. It's more of a knowledge thing, especially with the swords being here. There is this vibe that you know what it's like to be someone who overeats. You know what it's like to be someone who undereats. You know what it's like to be someone who's healthy and motivated and working out all the time. And you know what it's like to be someone who's just resting and kind of being a couch potato. There is this vibe that you've been through all of it in this lifetime or in previous lifetimes. And so in this lifetime, you have this knowledge of all these different factors of like, yeah, I know what it's like to rest completely and meditate. I know what it's like to overeat and indulge. I know what it's like to undereat. I know what it's like to work out and be active. I know what it's like to kind of, defend people with this Knight of Swords here. All right, I'm going to end the reading there. I would really enjoy reading for you guys today. This was a quick one. I just wanted to get a little quick pick a card out. If you guys like this reading, feel free to like or comment below. If you really like the reading, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And with that said, we're going to move on to the end of the reading. Moving on to the next pick a card in the future. Bye guys, see you later.